following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona, it's time. Brother Mike is back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thank you for tuning in to the program today. Today's Bible study, the spirits of the world taking completely over. Thank you for tuning into the program. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center in Central Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. The website, HardcoreChristianity.com, has all of our ministry services available. As you know, every week we have 2 live services, Thursday and Friday nights at 7 o'clock. We also have a deliverance service following the teaching in both services. Both services are streamed live on our YouTube teaching channel, youtube.com/houseofhealingaz. We have a monthly seminar that's free. You can sign up for. We have this month a women's only seminar, the 3rd Saturday of March. This thing is the bomb spiritually. Ladies, you can't afford to miss it. It is absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us a donation, as you have for the last 19 years. Thank you for keeping us on the air. We have an app now you can download on your phone or off the website. And thank you for all your kindness. Sister Karen's on the homepage of the website. She'd love to list your home for sale. And by the way, thank you for all the kind referrals that you have sent to us. The woke crowd has not caught up with me yet. I'm still on the radio, still teaching everything that can't be taught in a regular church. All the subjects that nobody else will touch, I touch here on this radio program. They have not caught up with me yet, so I'm still going strong after 19 years. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all your kind donations. Please bring somebody to the services Thursday and Friday and give them a shot at being delivered and healed. Thank you. The spirits of the world, these are the demons that are taking over the planet by infecting the church. The church is being overrun by these demons. They turn the church from spiritual things to carnal things, from the supernatural to the fleshly. They make that transition, and they do it in church when they get inside Christians in their bodies and in their brains. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, Paul said, "We have not received the spirit of the world, but we have received the Spirit that comes out of God, so that we might see the things that are freely given to us by God." The Apostle John spoke about this horrible demon, the spirit of the world. He turns people into carnal Christians, fleshly Christians, and has infiltrated the charismatic and prophetic movements in the United States. You see all kinds of weird, strange, spiritual things going on in the church. And these demons, along with familiar spirits, cater to the flesh of the Christian and give them fake, phony spiritual experiences. Several years ago when this first broke out, people were seeing angel feathers, gold dust, and gems fall in their church. This was all caused by familiar spirits. Now it's transitioned into out-of-body experiences, experiencing evangelism and prayer, trips to heaven, the courts of heaven, glory clouds. The devil is always giving the charismatic movement and the prophetic movement something else to feel good about. It's fleshly, carnal spirituality. It doesn't do anybody any long-term spiritual good. It's all caused by familiar spirits, and the spirits of the world work in tandem or in cooperation with familiar spirits, and they cause the person to be deceived. 1 John chapter 2, I've written to you, fathers, because you've known him from the beginning. I've written to you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of God abides in you. Here's a textbook example of fleshly lusts in the church, a glory cloud. Have you ever heard of that? Suddenly and amazingly and miraculously, a glory cloud appears in some congregations. And it almost looks like rain, or it looks like fog, and suddenly it appears there. And everybody starts laughing and dancing and doing cartwheels and laughing all over the place. Well, right there, had you known the Word of God, as the Apostle John mentions in this verse, you would have known that was not the glory of God. The Hebrew word kabod was the glory of God in the Old Testament. And the glory of God caused people to be crushed. The glory of God would fall in the tabernacle or the temple, and the priests would collapse to the floor or have to leave or crawl out because of the glory of God. Kabod in Hebrew means weighted or heavy. When the real glory of God falls in a congregation, there is deep conviction and humbleness and brokenness which occurs, but in the charismatic and prophetic fake glory cloud movements, hysterical laughing, dancing, and giggling and everything else occurs when a supposed, quote, glory cloud falls. 1 John chapter 2, do not love the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Now, the Greek word for love in that verse is agapao. It's a Greek verb, and it means to show or demonstrate love. So that verse is really saying, if any man shows or demonstrates love for the world, the love, and that's the Greek word agape, which is a noun, the unconditional love of God, the love of the Father is not in him. Here you can see how the popularity of megachurches, Mars Hill, Hillsong, and all these massive churches that cater to Christian carnality, they're seeker-friendly, entertainment-oriented, fun experiences trying to draw people in using the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Once again, 1 John 2, all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but it is of the world. How does this work? These are the spirits controlling these churches. These are the spirits controlling Christians. And what these demons do, spirits of the world, they're very deceptive and very intelligent. And here's how it works. Mark chapter 4, Jesus said, the word of God goes forth and it falls among thorns. These are people who hear the word of God, but the cares of this age, the Greek word for cares there is merimna. It means the anxious distractions. The anxious distractions of this age and the deceitfulness of riches, the Greek word apate, it means delusion, the delusion of riches, and Jesus said the lusts of other things enter in and choke the word. It becomes unfruitful. At a mega church, at these entertainment churches, all you have to do is provide the person with a laser light show, Christian rock, all kinds of entertainment, the naked cowboy, the naked Santa over at Hillsong, and all you have to do is provide this thing for people, and the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life take over, and they become completely deceived. What's going to happen? Luke chapter 8, verse 14. The word of God falls among the thorns, and they hear and go forth, but they are choked with the cares, riches, and pleasures of life, and they do not bring any fruit to perfection. The Greek word for pleasures in that verse is hedone, which is where we get our English word hedonism. Revelry with pleasure. Hedonism. 1 Timothy chapter 6. They that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. These demons, the spirit of the world, cause people to focus on money and material things, and they crush and drown the Word of God. And hence the satanic prosperity doctrine and the Word of Faith movement rose to power many years ago in the United States. It started in the 1970s, and it is now huge. Prosperity teaches you that since you're a king's kid, and since you are God's child, you deserve the best, you are the best, and you get the best. And so prosperity doctrine caught on with carnal Christians all around the country, and they fell into the temptation and a snare of the devil, and they fell into many foolish and hurtful lusts. And these lusts, Paul said, 1 Timothy chapter 6, drown men in destruction and perdition. Greek word is apolia. Apolia means calamitous ruination. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Some have coveted after money and material things. They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. You man of God, you woman of God, Paul said, flee these things, but follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. These, obviously, are the fruit of the Spirit. Listen, if you're struggling with carnality and you have been led astray and you know it, and you need deliverance and you need prayer, 602-636-5800. If you become a carnal Christian, going to church at Mega Church and Hillsong and different places for entertainment, and you need something to pump you up just to make it through the week, you are a carnal Christian and you have fallen into the power and under the power of the spirits of the world. But you can be delivered. I see people delivered from these spirits all the time. They can be cast out, their power can be broken, and their bondage can be dissipated. 602-636-5800. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.